So I finally got my pre-order, guys, coming from Adidas for this brand new release, which, if I'm not mistaken, started to appear on the social media somewhere around end of summer, where Stefanos Tsitsipas, which is a tennis player, was seen wearing these ones. Shortly after, we also managed to place our pre-orders, which took exactly 2 months to fulfill, and we finally have now, guys, one of the most interesting releases coming from Adidas, and this one will be a 3D printed shoe. Hello guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. In today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at this release coming from Adidas, which, at least in my opinion, came again a bit too late. For sure, this one would have been much more interesting to drop in the summer. Nevertheless, we have it here, guys. So in today's video, we're gonna have an in-depth review and also on foot looks. So let's go ahead and start with the box, which, to be honest, I think it's one of the regular boxes coming from Adidas in this matte black colorway, which will have this big Adidas logo in this glossy effect here on top. So let's go ahead and open up the box, guys, where as you can see on the back of the lid, we're gonna have like a small envelope, which inside will contain a white card, which will have written on top certificate of authenticity batch 000, and it seems that this is one out of 1349 items from this first product batch. And to admit that this is actually a very nice touch coming from Adidas. So inside, guys, as you can see, we don't actually have wrapping paper. For this one, we're gonna have this very interesting bag, which feels like a foil one in this silver color, which will also have this Adidas logo in this black color on top. So most definitely, yet again, this is something a bit more different. So let's just go ahead and take the shoes out of the bag, guys. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at this very interesting and futuristic release coming from Adidas for this 3D printed Climacool 24. So it's finally here, guys, this brand new release coming from Adidas for this Climacool 24. I finally got my order after 6 weeks of waiting, and I need to admit that out of all of these 3D printed shoes which I've reviewed for this year, I think that this one is the most good looking, which has also a good breathability. It doesn't weigh a ton. The pricing is not bad either, as these ones I pre-ordered them for 120 pounds. But I would say that for a 3D printed shoe, it's still quite a lot. But at least for this one, guys, we're gonna have a much nicer design and also quite a good level of comfort comparing with so many other releases. So let's go ahead and also do a small breakdown of this one, guys. So as you can see, for this upper, as this one will be a 3D printed shoe, we're gonna have this lattice design, which will have a lot of perforation holes, which will give it a very good breathability, I would say. So this one, being a 3D printed shoe, I need to admit that it's not as stiff as other releases. This one has actually a very good flexibility for this upper, which will also let a lot of air in. So the breathability most definitely will be quite good. For this one, I need to admit that I think this one feels like a pair of Ultra Boost. It really has its shape, which for sure it's quite appreciated. This one looks like a conventional pair of shoes. So this one will have some reinforcements here at the front of the shoe, where you can see that this one doesn't have these grooves. Then in the midfoot on the lateral side, we're also gonna have these 3 stripes as well. And going inside, you can see that we're gonna have a lot of this lattice quite exposed. We're also gonna have this QR code here at the heel section with the Climacool lettering and also the logo. On each side of the ankle, we're also gonna have like a small support. And going now to the midsole, guys, at least for me personally, it feels that inside we're gonna have that 3D lattice, which we've been getting in the last 5 or 6 years before they introduced that 4D forward lattice, which it's so much different. But I really feel that this one looks quite similar to that one, but as this one is gonna be a 3D printed shoe, it's not gonna be that heavy. So most definitely I find that the design for this one, guys, it's a bit mesmerizing, if I can put it like that. And finishing at the outsole, I would say, you can see that we're gonna have still a lot of holes, which I guess for small rocks it's not ideal. For sure a lot of them will get stuck into this lattice. But as you can see at the front of the shoe and also at the heel, we're gonna have it slightly covered. For sure I would have preferred it to be for the full length, but nevertheless at least we have some parts covered. And I would say that this one, guys, it actually has a very nice flexibility. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for this one I just went with my true to size. We didn't have too many details when the pre-order was open. So I need to admit that for me, as I have a skinny feet, these ones fit me perfectly. But the only issue I had with these ones is that with certain types of socks, I can't actually slide my foot all the way to the toe box. But I did wear these ones without the socks, and I need to admit that my feet didn't get sweaty at all. And having them for around an hour or so, when taking these ones off, I had a lot of this lattice imprinted on my skin. But I guess after a couple of wears, these ones will start to break in. So my recommendation, guys, will be that for people with skinny and normal feet, you can just stay with your true to size. But in case you have wide feet, guys, most definitely I would suggest you to go with the next available size up. These ones are running quite tight. So overall, guys, this latest release coming from Adidas, which was actually a pre-order, this is not available yet on the market to just purchase it. I feel that it's quite an interesting one, which will keep the Climacool range alive. I'm not entirely sure if in the last couple of years we had too many releases for this range, but for sure this one is a very interesting one, which is also a 3D printed release, which I need to admit that comparing with so many other releases this year, has a good breathability, it's not that heavy, and it's also quite comfortable underfoot. I really feel that when looking at this midsole, guys, this one has inside that 3D printed midsole, which we've been getting in the last 5 to 6 years before they introduced that 4D forward. And on top they've just molded this structure and very nice design for this shoe. So overall I would say that this one for next year, guys, should be actually a very good pair of shoes, which, as I said earlier, has a very good breathability, a very good structure as well. The design, it actually looks like a pair of uncaged Ultra Boosts. So for sure, at least in my opinion, I feel that this one is the best looking 3D printed this year, which doesn't cost a fortune like those Puma 3D Monstro. In the same time, this is also quite a comfortable release. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this brand new release coming from Adidas for this Climacool 24. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!